Hey, this is Red the Cat here. This is my first video, and it is actually just a response video to another video out there. I'm just here to show you my box of goodies. This is all stuff that I ripped out of old, computer parts, a VCR. Here we got. Let's see, that's just some transistors. Okay, right here we've got an SD card slot that you can attach to just about anything. I plan on using it with my Arduino board in the future sometime. I have an Arduino Nano with the, I forget what it is. I think it's like the 328 something. Here I've got the brain of an old mouse, which I plan to... Oh, looks like they're stuck together. Anyway, which I plan to use for essentially just making another mouse sometime in the future. Maybe having it controlled by my Arduino. You never know. A couple of potentiometers. Oh, where'd they go? Here is a potentiometer. Here's another one. Yeah, I got a lot of goodies. These potentiometers were taken out of an Xbox 360 controller that is no longer usable with any system. So I decided to take it apart, take a look at all the stuff I've got in it. Here I've got a microphone, which is just, it was out of an old cordless phone that I picked up at an auction somewhere. Buttons, you can get buttons from anything. I've got buttons, I've got single push buttons, I've got switch buttons. Capacitor, that's just one I bought. LED, that goes to one of the potentiometers. As I said, buttons, look, I ripped that out of an old mouse. I got some photo resistors that I took out of old night lights. Yeah, old night lights, and those can be used for so many different things. You can measure the amount of light between these and an object that has light, or ambient light. I have a piezoelectric buzzer. Oops. A piezoelectric buzzer, which I took out of an old phone card for a PC. Yeah, phone cards, they occasionally they'll have one of these. Occasionally you'll find one without one. It's not really a bad thing that you wouldn't find one in a card, but it's all the better if you do find one in the card, because then you can just rip it out and use it. Who really uses those old cards anyway? I mean, I'm sure one or two people do, but I mean, look, these little ultra bright white LEDs. I have a dozen of them, at least, maybe even 2 dozen, 3 dozen. I don't know. They are all over the place in my room. I don't even remember what I got all of them out. Now, crystals. I have yet to find anything to use a crystal with. I hear you can make radios, transistor radios and stuff. I don't really expect I'm going to be implementing crystals in any of my projects, but I've got at least half a dozen of them, and you can see I've got this big honking one right here. Don't judge it by the size. It is not that many megahertz of a crystal. In fact, I think this smaller one is more megahertz. I'm not sure what the difference between the size of the megahertz is, but it does make some difference in some aspects. Here I've got the little vibration motor from an old cell phone. This is among one of the things I used for my purring mechanism, if you happen to see it, or happen to come in contact with it. I've ripped a couple of transistors out. They're not in here. But yeah, now, as for the things that you can get these parts out of, let me show you. I got most of these tiny little parts out of this. This is an old VCR. If you've ever seen one taken apart, it probably looks a little something like this. I took all kinds of components out of here. It's pretty bare. It's actually not as bare as it looks compared to what I actually did take out of it. I took a lot, but I didn't take a whole lot. There's not too much missing, there's just not too much to this. I'm still going to get a whole lot of capacitors out of it. I still have no idea what this thing is. It looks like a potentiometer of some kind. If anyone knows, please tell me, because I am very curious. I don't know. I could probably salvage those. But yeah, there were all kinds of buttons. I took a couple of diodes out, LEDs. And yeah, so that's the VCR. I've also got here the deck to an old cordless phone, the one that I got that microphone out of. I'm going to take the DC port from it, probably use that in something. I guess I'm going to have to mount that on something in order to actually use it. I'm going to take the phone jack, just because I've already got another one, and it'd be nice to, I've put some copper wires into it. Actually, here, let me show you. This one is the same one that I took out of the phone card from the computer. It had 4 pins in it, and what I've done is taken some old, I have no idea what gauge it is, copper wire, and it just so happened to be perfect, absolutely perfect size to fit in here. So I ran it down and set it up as one of the pins. So, and I have yet to test it out to see if it actually still works, but I don't see why it wouldn't. Copper wire to copper wire, you know. So, and then what I've done is, since these wires, the original wires, actually have some bowing on the outside to keep the wires in there, there was nothing to keep the copper wire in there, so I hot glued the end here. That's not going to affect the rate of flow for electricity at all. In fact, it will even help insulate this against getting short-circuited. And that's what I plan on doing with this other one too. I've still yet to get a microphone out from there, but that can wait till later. And I didn't really take a whole lot from this. This actually used to be it was a floppy drive. See, there's some really easy push buttons in here. It doesn't take a whole lot of force at all to push these down. I think that would be good in, like, putting on a robot and having it bump resistant, or sense bumps against the wall or something like that. And yeah, there's just so many parts that you can rip out of old electronic devices. Well, that's it for now. I'm probably running my batteries dead. I will be sure to try my best to put up another video. I want to show you more. If there's anything you'd like to know, just feel free to post it, and, you know, or send me a comment on Facebook. I'll be sure to post a link. Truly yours, Red the Cat.